Guys, you don't even want to know how many places we've been.
Yeah.
Haven't even found everything we're looking for.
We getting there. Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Having a good time, as always.
Shooting hooky.
Yeah, but we were talking about, I'm always on TikTok. So I've seen a lot of people, especially like mothers on TikTok here lately, either saying that they were going to skip like paying a bill that's important, like electricity or something like that, in order to pay for Christmas presents, or basically like, so distraught because they're not able to provide, Christmas presents for their kids because of just different financial situations because of the pandemic.
And I mean, basically, for both of us, it's like when you set the expectation for your children and they at least know some of your situation, semi-transparent with your kids, it just makes things easier.
Exactly.
Because it makes absolutely no sense to put yourself in debt, in a bind that you don't know where you're going to be able to get out of because you're already struggling. Ooh, y'all, I don't know what's going on with the sun.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Hold on. You see that? Okay,
there
that's better.
The brightness was up.
But yeah, it makes absolutely no sense to put yourself in a bond and be struggling when you don't know when you're going to be able to come out of it
for Christmas
presents. Especially when it comes to like toys and stuff like that.
That's unnecessary.
Because your kids grow every day. They're going to need clothes, shoes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I can understand because you're going to have to buy it anyway. But you ain't got to go all out on the stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Electronics, toys, stuff like that. Things that they don't need. If you don't have it, there is no shame in telling your kid, like, we ain't got it.
Yeah.
Once I get it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And there's ways that you can have that conversation, even with little kids. And even if they're upset, if you've been open about y'all's situation, they will be understanding. Because, there's even kids in our own family where they will literally go and be like, Mama, I want these two things, but if you can't get them right now, I understand. But a lot of the chicks, they were like, yeah, that's what I'm doing, and just text time, I'm just gonna get back. But that's so silly. Don't put yourself in a situation, because you never know. We filed taxes sometimes and been waiting on a return, even like months, October. So if you not paying a bill thinking you gonna get it back in March or April, what if they audit you or something happens? It doesn't make sense to me personally.
And I guess it's just like all in the way you were raised.
Yeah.
Because
there were times when we didn't have it. There was times when my mama told me we couldn't celebrate my birthday till October, and I'm a Virgo.
We definitely, as kids, like kind of knew what the expectation was and how something might go. I definitely came from a family where you were gonna have something under the tree, but it may not have been like
the biggest
toys and all that type of stuff. There were definitely years where all we got was clothes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you had 5 boxes under there, and one of them had pants, one of them had shirts, you got some socks or whatever, a jacket, because you need it.
My grandpa used to wrap fake gifts, and one year we really didn't have it like that, so he just told us to open the empty boxes so we could have something to do.
Hey, get it how you live.
He was like, because we usually didn't unwrap them, they was just decoration. He was like, y'all can get them too.
Yeah. I definitely know people that are all about like the topping up over last year.
That's
and
a whole nother thing.
I don't understand.
I don't think that's right either. Because even if you do got it like that, at some point you're not gonna be able to top yourself.
Yeah, and your kids kind of, number one, they be spoiled and entitled.
Oh, no.
Number two, they start to just expect these great things, and sometimes you just can't do something great. Like,
and there was actually
sometimes birthdays just have to be regular. Sometimes Christmases just have to be regular. Maybe you get a toy or two. Maybe I get you some shoes and clothes, and you just move on. I can't always get you a laptop or a tablet or a PS5. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's okay. I just think, and it's weird because I did see a comment. The chick was like, if your kids aren't spoiled to begin with, they will understand where you're coming from.
Facts.
And somebody was like, too late. And I didn't comment, but I was thinking, like, this is the perfect opportunity when you don't have it
to set the expectation, to set a new standard.
Exactly. To reset that, you get everything that you want, and we always have the newest this and newest that. That's a mindset that you really, some people want their kids to grow up like that. Me personally, I don't.
I feel like me and Donica are always on a search for more as far as like being comfortable in our finances and who we are as people. But I've always said, I don't give a damn how much money I have. You're not getting all my money for Christmas, and I don't care. And that's from, any standpoint. I could be extremely wealthy, and I guarantee you my kids are still going to have to work for the things that they want, just because when you don't, your kids just end up with no standards, no morals. And I just don't. I'm not here for it.
And I think it's the same thing as like me and you getting each other presents. We get each other stuff all year long. And it's the same with your kid. You might have just gotten your kid something because they got good grades or something like that.
Yeah.
It does, just because it's Christmas doesn't mean it needs to be something like outrageous. Just, there's ways of doing for your child without creating a monster.
Yeah, for sure. The more you work for something, the more you appreciate it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't want to tell their kids how much they actually work for the things that they have. And that also creates an expectation, because if, hypothetically, I'm a single mother, I only make $12 an hour. If I'm getting you something that costs $100, I had to go to work for 2 days, probably working a job I fucking can't stand, to get you this one thing. Plus I had to feed you, plus I had to clothe you. It's not easy to care for somebody and give them the world. Yeah. So not only, even if you do have it and you've been working, not telling your kids how much you put into that, it's almost like muting your love, because you're not going to do all that and sacrifice for that person if you don't love them. And I don't mean like throwing it in their face. I'm just like, really like, tell them like, hey, these are the things I do to make sure that you have what you have. And I don't even need to thank you. I just want you to understand that some things in life, this is how you have to do it. This is how you have to work for it.
Yeah. And then too, like, I think a lot of people, where that kind of stems from, is a lot of people have this thing with like Santa Claus and this idea that their kids should have like a world full of wonder or whatever. I literally had a conversation with my family the other day where they were going they were going back and forth, and I took screenshots of all of this because I was like, it's funny just because of the type of conversations we have as a family, but it was extremely true. We never grew up, like in my generation anyway, believing in Santa Claus. Never. Because my parents worked hard, and we wasn't never writing letters to Santa Claus or wishing that Santa could bring us something, and every single present told us who it was from, and not one of them said from Santa. And you kind of understood that, hey, my family loves me enough to get these things for me, and I should appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
Florida woman. So when that is the expectation that you set for your kids, like, hey,
And that's the understanding.
these presents are not free. Somebody had to go to work. There is no Santa Claus that's just bringing magic into the world and dropping stuff off at your door because he made it in a factory for free. You know what I mean? And when your kids have that mindset, when they, 8 years old, and they think that Santa can just make them a PS5, of course they're not going to understand why they can't have a PS5.
You know what's funny? And it's crazy because a lot of people, they argue that saying that really expensive gifts like iPads and stuff like that is from Santa is unfair to kids who do not have, because they feel like they've done something, they're somehow morally corrupt and bad, so they didn't get X, Y, or Z, which just kind of plays into how society brainwashes us into thinking being poor is bad. But so kids think that Santa Claus is real, right? To the point, when I was working at the daycare, this kid, he was probably like 9 or 10, and it was like him and 2 sisters or something like that. We're on the daycare bus, and one of the older kids is picking on him like, you still believe in Santa Claus, blah, blah, you're stupid, this, that, and the third. And I'm driving, so I don't have the time. But he says, you can't convince me that Santa Claus isn't real. I know my mom doesn't have money. We struggling. And every year I always get what I want. And that was his reasoning. I know Santa Claus is real because I know my mom can't afford this.
Which is crazy, because why wouldn't you want your kids to know that you cut for them? Like in my mind anyway, why wouldn't you want your kids to know that you go to work every day, and maybe the way that you do it, not even that, maybe the way that you do it is that literally out of every single check that you get all year long, you save $100. So that way, at the end of the year, with whatever your kid want for Christmas, you got $1,200 and you can go all out for them. And you save that money. You go without. Why would you want your fucking kids to think that some old white man brought that to them? I'm not understanding. I have zero understanding of that. And it, to me, brings you closer to your kids, because they know that you had to sacrifice in order to get them the things that they want and need. Whether it be a pair of $300 Jordans, or a $500 PS5, or a $600 PS5 bundle, or whatever they might be asking for, you saved and you worked hard to get them those things. But they think that some dude just dropped it out of the sky.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me. Like, I wish,
so much so.
And it's weird, like, so you guys kind of know we are, we just got our licensing to foster, and it's one of those weird things, because it's like, that's one of those things where I just can't do it. I'm not going to have a kid believing that Santa Claus is real. And it's like, I'm not very
it's weird,
black or white on a lot of things, but that's one of those things that I just cannot do.
So
I'm sorry.
What if we got a kid and they still believe in Santa Claus?
You kind of have to have that conversation, and I'm good with difficult conversations, y'all. And you could be sad about it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, what can Santa Claus do for you that I can't?
I think
what's the magic of it?
For me, it would depend if they're staying with us or not. So if they weren't, I wouldn't want to be like,
oh yeah, I mean, I'm talking about our kid.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we adopt this kid and it's our kid. I'm not talking about a temporary placement that we only gonna have for 3 months.
Oh yeah. So,
you know what I mean?
I mean, even that, it's kind of like, I guess there's ways to ease into it.
That's what I mean. I'm just saying,
people do
I'm not
one gift from Santa and the rest are from parents or grandma or whoever. My parents, they did, so obviously I didn't believe in Santa Claus for very long. I did, 5 or 6. I think my mom told me that Santa Claus was coming for us next Friday. I can't even say it with straight face. She was like, yeah, Santa Claus has to come next Friday when I get paid. And now, sis, just say you ain't got it. Just say you ain't got it. So that, very early on. But from the time until we were 18 would sign the present Santa, I guess, as a way to kind of be cute. So, I mean, I guess, but don't nobody believe this, because once again, how many times we celebrating Christmas on January 13th?
I mean, I'm never gonna ruin like some other kid's fantasy of like Santa Claus, but I'm good on that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not gonna be going,
because I'm pretty sure our goddaughter believes in Santa Claus. Her mama like a lawyer, and she gets shit all year long, like lavish stuff all year. So in my mind, even in the reverse of that, like, how you be getting lavish stuff all year, but the one time a year that you get one lavish thing from Santa Claus, he a hero?
Because this girl got a brand new iPhone for her birthday, and she is 7. So
I'm just trying to figure it out, like how that equates. You know what I mean? Like, how is it that all year long your mama got you living in the lap of luxury and buying you all types of fantastic stuff, and then all of a sudden,
you gonna steal my spot?
Girl,
I was right here. How you gonna roll up from around the corner to get this parking spot?
Donica
What the
is.
fuck?
I'm surprised, y'all, that we have not gotten shot sometimes.
But does that make sense? Does that make sense though? You rolling from all the way around the corner with your blinker light on? No, sir. I've been here.
The way Donica be driving sometimes, y'all, I'll be like, oh Lord, they gonna get us.
Girl, this is Arlington. It be that way.
But yeah, you know, that's just my thing. Whether you are extremely wealthy or struggling, I don't get the whole Santa thing. I don't get the whole buying your kids gifts that you can't afford thing. Like, always set the expectation. I think it also stems from me just being a super honest person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care to a lot of my kids about who's buying them presents.
Yeah, because it is a lie.
Because, I mean, if you got all the presents under the tree, right, and you got every single thing you wanted, are you really going to be that sad if Santa didn't bring you anything? If you got everything you asked for?
I think that is the thing.
Because if your mama bought you everything you asked for, what was you asking Santa for? Mm-hmm. I mean, like, would you really open up all the presents and be like, man, what did Santa bring me?
Exactly.
I mean, he could get you something, but it's just going to be a duplicate of something that I already bought. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
All right, y'all. We're at our next destination.
One more Walmart. Let's see what we can get.
We'll see y'all later. Bye.